regularly.
I call this regular meeting of the Mexico City Council to order.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman-elect,
Yes.
First item on the agenda is approval of minutes, April 11th, 2016, regular session.
Move for approval. Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman-elect,
Yes.
Okay, under new business resolutions, bill number 2016-30, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Presser Performing Arts Center to assist in providing services to citizens. Reading and passage. Mr. Slagle?
Yes, Your Honor, this is our annual agreement with Presser Performing Arts Center. To cover the details of the agreement, we will turn to Chad Shoemaker.
Good evening. The attached resolution authorizes the city manager to enter into an agreement with Presser Performing Arts Center to assist in providing services to our citizens. The budget allows the City of Mexico to contribute $10,000 for the use of providing programs and activities to the citizens of the community, and we've provided this level of assistance to PPAC since 2002. Staff is recommending that the City of Mexico and Presser Performing Arts Center enter into an agreement, and that council give reading and passage to the attached resolution. And the chairman of PPAC is with us tonight, Mark Weaver, if you have any questions that I can answer.
Any questions?
Can you answer any questions?
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Could we get an update on how the building campaign is going since you're here?
I'll not belabor it or ask you each for donations. It's going quite well, Chairman and Councilman. We've had some very generous donors come through, and it appears that we are on track to build the extension as we planned it. I'd point out that that will improve your return on the investment that you're making, because the space will then be much better for holding meetings and conferences and things. So in addition to expanding the programs that we plan to do, the space itself will be much more usable by the citizens of Mexico. We are very excited. We haven't officially made any announcements yet, but I can tell you that the campaign is going very well. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
How about a timetable on that? Or is that still based on donation?
It is. It could happen before the snow flies again. We're optimistic.
Great. Thank you, sir. Questions?
I move for reading of bill number 2016-30.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman-elect,
Yes. Bill number 2016-30, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Presser Performing Arts Center to assist in providing services to citizens. Whereas the City of Mexico recognizes the many benefits provided by Presser Performing Arts Center to citizens, and whereas the City of Mexico acknowledges the need for the programs and activities, and whereas the City of Mexico and the Presser Performing Arts Center desire to enter into an agreement to continue to provide these services, now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mexico, Missouri as follows. Section 1, the city manager is hereby authorized to execute an agreement with Presser Performing Arts Center to assist in providing services to citizens. Section 2, this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after the time of its passage. Move for passage of bill number 2016-30.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols, Councilman-elect,
Yes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, bill number 2016-31, 31, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign contract documents with Flowmaster Construction LLC for the 2016 concrete project. Reading and passage. Mr. Slagle?
Yes, Your Honor, this is for our annual street improvement projects and programs, and this is for the concrete portion of it. To cover the details of the bids received, we will turn to Drew Williford, our civil engineer.
Good evening, Councilman. As you probably all know, we're gearing up for construction this year, and as part of that, we're looking at two different projects. Right now, we'll be talking about the concrete portion of that. And I've included here on the smart board a PDF trying to show at least, and hopefully I can successfully show this here, the locations of the work that's going to be done. You can see here in the yellow, keep your eye on the yellow here, that we have some street drainage work that'll be on East Liberty Street. We also have some sidewalk work which will be accompanying that. Additionally, we've got, I think, a little bit of sidewalk work over here on Clark. And to follow it up, we do have some street repairs that will be handled towards the east side of town. Flowmaster was actually the low bid on this. We received 5 bids, and the engineer estimate for this project was $66,603. Flowmaster came in at $64,879. This was advertised on March 11th with the Mexico Ledger. The appropriate time was given. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know.
Questions regarding the bid? Thank you. Motion?
I make a motion for reading of bill number 2016-31.
Second.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams?
Yes.
Councilman Miller?
Yes.
Councilman Nichols?
Yes.
Councilman Lush?
Yes.
Bill number 2016-31, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign contract documents with Flowmaster Construction LLC for the 2016 concrete project. Whereas bids made pursuant to the invitation to bid for the 2016 concrete project were opened on April 6, 2016, and whereas it was determined that by the bid submitted by Flowmaster LLC was an acceptable bid. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mexico, Missouri as follows. Section 1, the City of Mexico, Missouri accepts the base bid of $64,879 from Flowmaster Construction LLC of Mexico, Missouri. Section 2, the contract approved is subject to RS Missouri.295.675 requiring the contractor to utilize employees on site with the 10-hour OSHA construction safety training. Section 3, the city manager is hereby authorized to execute on behalf of the City of Mexico contract documents with Flowmaster Construction LLC for the 2016 concrete project. Section 4, this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after the time of its passage. I move for passage of bill number 2016-31.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams?
Yes.
Councilman Miller?
Yes.
Councilman Nichols?
Yes.
Councilman Lush?
Yes.
Next item is bill number 2016-32, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign contract documents with Freck Paving Company for the 2016 asphalt improvements project. Reading and passage. Mr. Slagle?
Yes, Your Honor. Again, this is for the annual street improvement program. This is for the asphalt portion of the improvements. And once again, to cover the bids for us, we will turn to Drew Williford.
To follow up on part 1, part 2 is the asphalt improvements, and we advertised this on March 14th of this year. We received 4 bids actually on this one. Freck Paving Company was the lowest bidder. The engineer's estimate for this project was $65,878, and Freck came in below that at $64,887. In the same PDF, I do believe I have the asphalt locations for this year's construction project, and I know it's kind of hard to read on here. I apologize for that. The yellow portions of this indicate any kind of asphalt work which will be going on this year. So if you have any questions about this, please feel free to let me know.
We dealt with them before.
Yes, we have. Actually, last year, I believe, they did last year's asphalt overlay.
I'll make a motion that I read bill number 2016-32.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman Lush,
Yes.
Bill number 2016-32, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign contract documents with Fritz Paving Company for the 2016 asphalt improvement project. Whereas bids were pursuant to, and the invitation to bid for the 2016 asphalt improvement project were opened on April the 6th, 2016. It was determined that bid of Fritz Paving Company was the acceptable bid. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mexico, Missouri as follows. Section 1, the City of Mexico, Missouri accepts the bid of $64,887 from Fritz Paving Company of Columbia, Missouri. Section 2, the contract approved is subject to RSMO 295.675 requiring the contractor to utilize documents with Fritz Paving Company for the, requiring the contract utilizing employees on-site with 10 hours of OSHA construction safety training. Section 3, the city manager is hereby authorized to execute on behalf of the City of Mexico contract documents with Fritz Paving Company for the 2016 asphalt improvement project. Section 4, this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after the time of passage. Move for passage of bill number 2016-32.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes,
Councilman Lush,
Yes.
that's what my phone picture to you.
The next item is bill number 2016-33, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with the Mexico Young Farmers for requested funding from the Mexico Tourism Tax. Reading and passage, Mr. Pike.
Yes, Your Honor, the Mexico Tourism Commission has met and reviewed applications for funding, and to cover their recommendations, we will turn to Roger Haynes.
Good evening, Council. The Mexico Tourism Commission met on Wednesday, April 20th, and as part of their agenda, they discussed the funding for advertising costs associated with the Mexico Young Farmers 2016 Truck and Tractor Pull, which will be held on Saturday, June 11th. The Mexico Young Farmers requested an amount of $5,966. The Commission recommends $4,000 for this particular event. Staff recommends that Council concur with the Mexico Tourism Commission's recommendation and proceed with reading and passage of the attached resolution. As a note, this event was supported by the Tourism Commission at the $4,000 level in both 2014 and 2015.
I move for the reading of bill number 2016-33.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman Lush,
Yes.
Bill number 2016-33, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with the Mexico Young Farmers for requested funding from the Mexico Tourism Tax. Whereas the Mexico Tourism Commission recommends the City Council that the Mexico Young Farmers be allowed to receive tourism funds for their tourism and advertising campaign. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mexico, Missouri as follows. Section 1, that the city manager be authorized to enter into an agreement on behalf of the City of Mexico with the Mexico Young Farmers for tourism funding. Section 2, the resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after the time of passage. I move for passage of bill number 2016-33.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman Lush,
Yes.
All right. Under new business ordinance, bill number 2016-34, an ordinance amending this code of the City of Mexico, Missouri, Chapter 7, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Article 10, Schedules. Two readings by title only and passage. Mr. Slagle?
Yes, Your Honor, this ordinance this evening is reference the sign maintenance program and installing signs at various locations at this intersection. To cover the details of this intersection and what we're doing, we'll once again turn to Drew Wilson.
Good evening once again. This location is at Lawrence Place and Mary Street, and I've actually got an aerial to show this, hopefully, if I can bring this up here. In essence, we're proposing that we replace the current stop sign at this location here with the yield sign. It had been a yield sign, but was recently replaced with a stop sign, and per one of the landowner's requests, we did a study on this location following the national criteria, which is the Manual on Uniform Transportation Devices, and we determined that a yield sign is just fine here. I've also included a couple quick pictures here just to give an idea of what you're looking at down at this intersection. Of course, this may not work apparently, but there's no sight distance issues or anything like that. I tried to get a picture of what a driver would see from this. The main issue with this location is that there is no development that's in the area. This location only serves 8 houses, so there's not a lot of traffic here. Does anyone have any questions?
That is a cul-de-sac right there.
Yes. Since there's no development here, there's really no through traffic. Serves those 8 houses on this cul-de-sac.
Any questions?
Mary Street, I can't think where it is. North?
Right off of North Jefferson.
Oh,
Say what?
Mary Street, it's up off of North Jefferson, right?
Yes, yep.
Just past where shopping.
Right. Westminster and Churchill drive off of it, is that?
Yeah, then that's one in
Right in that area, I
That's
believe.
the last one.
You got it, Westminster, Churchill, and
Then Mary.
last one down there is
Is that
Lakeland.
Lakeland on there?
Yeah, Lakeland.
It's kind of hard to read on that.
Lawrence is a cul-de-sac just north.
That area gets a lot of traffic in the wintertime.
In the wintertime?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Kid lives on that cul-de-sac, puts up a lot of Christmas lights, a lot of people drive by his house.
Oh, really? Okay. I'll have to remember that
You'll
for
have
this
to
winter.
remember that, yeah.
Take the wife there. Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I move for first reading of Bill Number 2016-34 by title only.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman Welch,
Yes. Bill number 2016-34, an ordinance amending the code of the City of Mexico, Missouri, Chapter 7, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Articles 10, Schedules. Move for second reading by title only of Bill number 2016-34.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman Welch,
Yes. Bill number 2016-34, an ordinance amending the code of the City of Mexico, Missouri, Chapter 7, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Article 10, Schedules. Move for passage of Bill number 2016-34.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman Welch,
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is claims.
I move we pay the bills.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman Welch,
Yes.
Okay, the next item would be comments. First with the council. Councilman Lesh.
Claims.
Yes, I'd like to say about the Preston Farming Arts Center and our approving of $10,000 to them this evening. I think that's another example of a public-private partnership in the community where, as Mark said, that some seed money plays big dividends down the road in terms of having an attraction in our community and something that supports the arts in our community. So that's, I think, going to be a very good thing, and it's not something that the city is putting up $3 or $4 million to build. It should be an attractive thing for our community, so.
And a draw, too, from
Yeah. That's all I have, thank you.
Councilman Williams.
I could repeat everything he said, but I'll just say I agree and move on.
Okay. Councilman Newsom.
So I agree also. Had a good time with the Chamber of Commerce that had a hard time pronouncing the word.
Ingenuity.
Ingenuity.
Oh,
Ingenuity.
Ingenuity, yes. Our new people to Mexico, so it went quite well. So, thank you.
Councilman Miller.
Got the ingenuity. Well, I'd just like to say that I think the Presser Performing Arts building, which I've been on a couple of the committees to help raise the money, is just a fantastic facility that's going to be built. And as Ron said, and Chris and Steve, it's going to be quite a draw for Mexico. I mean, it's a fairly large addition they're putting on that building, and it has a lot of interior benefits that they don't have now, so they can have different programs or different attractions that are not allowed or not capable of being handled in the facility they presently have. So it's really a good deal. And they've raised, I think I noticed on the way up, almost $3.4 million in donations and pledges. So that's quite a deal for us.
Can I make one more comment?
Sure.
For anybody that ever went to school at Hardin, that building was really going downhill quick. And they have done a remarkable job of bringing it back up to better than I ever remember it being, so. That's it.
Chris, anything else? Doesn't that show something?
You ever go swimming at Hardin? Since we're talking about Hardin. No.
Mr. Slagle.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Well, I too believe that any investment that's made with the Presser Performing Arts Center is an excellent investment. Does a lot for Mexico. We did have a good turnout the other day for their Ingenuity's welcoming of the Hungarian business people. I'm not sure I met all of them. I met some of them. And I did as Russell suggested, the only Hungarian we could come up with was Al Rabowski, so I said that. In response to a concern that was raised with me this last week, I spent several times and several minutes of Chad's time out in Elmwood Cemetery. It's my understanding that there hasn't been a great deal of money spent out there, probably for about 10 or 15 years until Bruce came and Chad, and they're starting to make improvements, but there are more that need to be made. I would ask my fellow members of the City Council to take a few minutes and drive through there and just look at the road conditions, look at the building conditions, look at the fences. Folks, we need to put some more money in this cemetery. Not because it's a tourist attraction, not because it's a draw to Mexico, but because we made a commitment to those people.
Are the tenants complaining?
It's been pretty dead. But this is all my opinion, but I think that I will raise, and I hope you will agree with me when we could discuss the budget, improving the funding to the Elmwood Cemetery. Like I said, we made a commitment to each and every one of those people or their families, and families come back and they see it. And right now, although Chad and his people have made a lot of improvements, and I compliment them for that, and I appreciate the time that you spent, Chad, coming out there and tutoring me on it, because I didn't know where I was at. There's a lot of improvements that need to be made. So, and like I said, we made a commitment to each one of those people, and I think that we ought to honor it as best we can. Do you have something you want to say?
I actually, since you said something, I triggered in my mind. When I first came on the council, I thought we had graves out there that were underwater, and I thought we spent a bunch of money to fix that. And then I had some people come to me and said they're still underwater. So is that what's going on still? I thought we fixed that.
Probably we need to look at a specific setting, Chris. We made a lot of improvement in that south 1/8 of the cemetery when we put in that drainage, but that didn't fix every problem we have. It's 46 acres. And unless I know specific location, to answer that question. Is that fair?
Yeah, it was the same people that came when we had that meeting.
The same people that talked to you talked to me, and that's why I got
Oh, yeah. It was the same people that actually attended the council meeting, and it was their family. It was underwater, and they're like, they're still underwater. And I'm like, I thought we fixed this. Kind of out of the blue to me. I didn't.
I would defer to Councilman Miller, and I think we did make a major improvement there.
Well, yes, I went out and looked at the drains that were put in and walked that area out there. One of the significant problems is the property immediately to the south was like a swamp that day, and we hadn't had that much rain. There is a railroad ditch that fills with water. It comes across and comes right into the cemetery. The only thing that we have there to prevent it is a bit of dirt and a 3-wire fence that's been there for probably 60 years. I could foresee asking for appropriations to build up the dirt there and maybe put in a wooden fence that might deter some of the flooding. If nothing else, maybe we need concrete. I don't know, but we need to look at this and find out why, because this is not acceptable.
So Councilman Miller asked me to look at some various projects, and I started with the pencil and calculator too. So by the time we get to the budget time, I'll have numbers, that we can clearly talk about some of these issues. I'm sure old Drew here will get involved a little bit. I'm going to need somebody to take some shots in some areas from, as far as elevations, to say for sure.
There's probably, would we agree, 150, 175 yards, somewhere around that.
Yeah,
from the
about 325.
Weatherall fence all the way down to the end. Something needs to go in there. And we've already got a 3-wire fence now that anybody can get over. There's no point in that fence even being there except it's just a marker.
It's just an old boundary line.
Yeah, it's just an old marker. So there are plans. Chad's working on them. Bruce, I've talked with Bruce, and I hope we'll have something to discuss at budget time.
Chad, are the stones that are turned over, is that new or is that old?
The stones that are turned over.
Yeah, I went down Elwood, I think there's 2.
Well,
Is that something new or something that's been there for quite a while?
so prior to the time the city took over the cemetery, they did not have a standard for foundations on the stones.
Okay.
So the really big stones that were put in seem to have good foundations under them, but a lot of the smaller and medium-sized stones seem to have little or no foundation under them at all in the old sections. And so when the clay dries up and shrinks and swells back up, they slowly fall over and pitch over. Those belong to the property owners, which are the owners of the lots. Some of those families don't have the heirs, and there's a line we have to draw somewhere as to when we start taking care of somebody else's property and what's fair to the taxpayer. That was kind of danced around. As long as it's not causing harm to somebody and it's not interfering with mowing, we generally are hands off in that process. I ran the numbers when I first started, but I think if Roger remember, I think I got him involved in that. We figured to put proper bases under all the stones that have problems, probably about $1.5 million then. So quickly we became obvious that the city didn't have that money at that time to undertake a project like that to make them all right.
They don't
Does that answer your
have that this
question?
time either, yes.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm sure
don't have it now.
higher now. I mean, you gotta remember, it's 24,000 sites out there, so if we have 10,000 stones that don't have proper foundations under them, that's probably a low end of that estimate.
Like Ray said, well, I've got to respect, and that's something that you go by, that just, yeah.
Right, we take that real seriously. My staff that works out there, they take it very seriously, and, try to do everything we can, but there are limits to what financially we can do.
That would be projects for different groups, that'll be a different conversation.
Okay. One other thing I'd point out is Chad explained to me how his work crew works and rotates, and I want to compliment them. Compliment you and compliment them for the hard work that they do with the number of people that you have. That could easily take 3 people, 4 people to maintain that cemetery all the time. And they do that, and they do other things with the park. So please pass along from the council, and I speak for the council here, our thanks for what they do. Now we have comments from the public. If you care to make a comment, please come up to the podium, state your name and address, and try to limit your remarks to 3 minutes if possible. Seeing no one approaching for a comment, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Nichols,
Yes.
Councilman Rush.
Yes.
That's all, folks.